Hey Phantom friends. So this video will have nothing to do with my regular content, but it is very important, so I ask that you please watch anyway. So one of the biggest topics on the platform right now is the fact that YouTube is going on this covert crusade to obtain your personal information under the guise of platform safety. If you weren't aware, YouTube has put out a statement saying that if they suspect a user of a YouTube account is under the age of 18, they will require you to submit your driver's license, state ID, whatever you have, to prove that you are old enough to be on the platform, even if you are a verified account and monetized, meaning they already have your literal bank information. They know you're an adult. But they're using AI to do this detection, which we all know has worked out so well for YouTube in the past. And if you don't provide your information, they will ban your channel to the Shadow Realm. So, as the title of this video suggests, like a ransomware virus, YouTube is literally holding your channel hostage, and your private data is the ransom. They pretend that it's all for the sake of keeping the platform safe, when in reality it's because they want to sell your information to their advertisers and whatever the hell else they think that they need this for. I personally think that it's worth noting that if they can prove that all of their users are 18, they can keep feeding us ads that are borderline without any legal consequences. They obviously never said that, but think about it. Their original terms of service said that you had to be 13 to have an account on regular YouTube, and anyone younger had to be on YouTube Kids. Well, you can't exactly sit there and show a 13-year-old furry ads and not expect to get the absolute suit out of you. And YouTube is so money hungry and has such a hard-on for these completely unchecked, sometimes literal scam advertisers, that they would rather eliminate every minor from the platform than say, we're just gonna moderate our ads and make them appropriate and not scams. Lose that sweet cash that they make off of them. Another thing to think about, eliminating minors from the platform doesn't really hurt them, because who are the actual accounts that are making them money? That's right, the big YouTubers, who are, you guessed it, pretty much all over 18. So who cares if little Timmy with his 10 subscribers loses his channel? It wasn't benefiting YouTube financially. So the rest of us who are adults now have to fork over our personal information, some of our most sensitive personal data, just to keep uploading. For a lot of people, to keep their livelihood. Now you might say, okay, well, what about things like Ryan's Toy Review? Well, the only reason that channels like Ryan's Toy Review and such have been allowed to stay up all this time is because their parents are technically the ones running the account. So, loopholes. And you have to understand, this fight at this point is not just against the stealing and selling of personal information. YouTube has been censoring us to absolute ridiculous degrees for the longest times. The list of buzzwords that you can no longer use without getting age restricted or demonetized is absolutely insane. We are not able to speak freely on this channel, and it's crazy, and it's frustrating, and we're constantly getting either age restricted or demonetized, just because we said fuck one too many times. Really? That furry that ad that you just showed me, yes, I'm sure the advertisers are super concerned about that. They claim that they're so worried about, the sensitivity of their advertisers, but some of the things that I know are getting advertised on this site, I really don't think they care if we're saying a couple of naughty words. And if I understood him correctly, a creator named Sero TV actually insinuated in a recent video that you can't say the word now because it flags the system for some reason. And all of this, like I said, is because YouTube cares more about catering to the sensitivity of advertisers than they do about its users. Unless you're on the list of untouchable channels like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, PewDiePie, even fucking Sniper Wolf, who literally stalked and doxed somebody and still got like a, what was it, a 2-month ban? Not that I have a problem with most of those channels, but you get my point. Smaller channels that are not a cash cow for Google are not safe. Like myself, YouTube demonetized me completely a while back and is now making me reprove my worth by requiring me to meet a certain number of watch hours and meet a bunch of other criteria that I'd already earned in the past to get monetized in the first place. And that's not easy for a niche channel like myself that doesn't get a ton of watch time to rebuild. So until or if I ever get monetized again, if you would like to support me, please consider joining my Patreon. Now, back to the issue of requiring an ID to stay on the platform. I've heard conflicting information on how effective this has been. We may be winning this fight, because while many YouTubers have come forward saying YouTube did force them to give over their information, and they did, likely out of fear of, losing their channel, I learned something interesting the other day. Because my oldest son is now 13, he was supposed to be able to be on the normal YouTube platform per the original TOS. So the under 18 ban came up in conversation with his friends at his birthday party the other day. One of my son's friends, who is obviously under 18, has a YouTube channel, and he said he received the message stating that the system suspects him to be a minor and requested his data, and he just did nothing. Just exited out of the site. As of yet, nothing has happened to his channel. Granted, he had like 2 videos and 4 subscribers, so there wasn't a ton to lose if they did delete it. He could rebuild pretty easily. But the point is that he tested this new demand to, again, basically hold your channel ransom. And in his case, at least, it appears that it was just an empty threat. They may very well just be fear-mongering to get your personal information, which is just as gross, if not more so, than actually going through with deleting channels who don't comply. I can't say for sure, and I'm not going to advise that you do anything one way or another, because I'm just, like I said, not certain how this is really working at this point. Maybe he's going to get an email in a few days saying they're killing his channel. But this could be an indication that the whole thing was either fear-mongering or that we're winning. So, we need to keep fighting. This whole thing has me so exhausted, so please go watch the videos done on this subject by Sero TV. He absolutely hits the nail on the head and gives an extremely inspiring speech on what this really means and what we need to do to fight back. And most importantly, why we need to fight back. I'll link them both in the description. So, what does this mean for my channel? As of right now, I am looking into alternative platforms and saving all of my videos to date on a hard drive, which I will re-upload to Patreon for free until I can find another platform. Patreon subscribers will still receive all of their normal benefits. Basically, my old videos will just be archived there for free, and future videos will be made public for free a week after my paid users, as early access is one of the perks, and that's how that's always worked. Now, I only plan to move off platform if YouTube makes me provide my ID and whatever the hell else they want. I'm not making money here, so it doesn't really fucking matter if my channel is deleted, as long as you guys can still access my normal content somewhere else. I am still here for the community no matter what happens. I just may be migrating off site until YouTube gets their shit together. If YouTube gets their shit together. Who knows? Maybe this will cause a lot of people to look into YouTube alternatives and we can collectively get, another platform to the same point of popularity as YouTube. Maybe we can eventually get monetized somewhere else. Somewhere more ethical. But as for me, will it suck losing over 2,000 subscribers and the view count that I currently have? Yeah. It will also mean discoverability will be harder because unless you see this while I'm still up, most people won't know where I went, and new people might not ever know I exist. But I have to be okay with that because I owe YouTube nothing anymore. I will keep uploading here, but if they think that I want to stay on this particular platform enough to sell my soul to feed their corruption, surprise, bitch. If I'm not even getting paid, what's the point? I'm providing free content on here, so I can just go easily provide free content somewhere else. And it might not be much of a loss to them, but I do currently have YouTube Premium. Don't ask. So they're the only one losing money in this situation, because you can bet your ass that if they axe my channel, they're not getting another cent out of me as long as I live. Again, will the change suck? Absolutely. But in order to fight against this massive overstepping in privacy and to fight against the censorship that we've been seeing just increasing everywhere, not just YouTube, we have to band together. So come find me on Patreon, give me a free follow or subscribe, and you'll be the first to know if my channel is deleted. And that is where I'll continue to upload if my YouTube channel is deleted. I am actually going to add a $1 tier to the Patreon that will just exist for the sake of contributing if you would like, because it does help. But it's entirely optional and you'll be able to view my regular content regardless. But back to what I was saying earlier, the creator that I mentioned before, Sarah TV, did provide an alternative to YouTube that he seems to like so far, and I think has actually started uploading on, and I will link that video below as well. So let's blow this up. The only reason YouTube keeps getting away with the horse shit that they have over the past several years is because they have had no competition. Let's give them competition. Now that I've made this video, I know my verification request is coming in a matter of days because YouTube wants to silence us. So I will change my profile picture to Clippy and just, I guess, let the inevitable happen. If I mysteriously disappear, you know what happened. Clippy is also a whole other way that you can stand against this in solidarity completely for free. But I'll let my man, Sarah TV, explain that. Even the Wicked Whims mod for The Sims 4 is doing this, so hell yeah. Every video that I have mentioned here is linked in the description below and is super inspiring, so seriously, have a watch. I just came on to let you guys know what's going on and what it means if my channel just disappears. I don't know what's going to happen or what the future of YouTube is going to look like, but I am not going to sell my soul for a platform that is doing nothing for me and has consistently screwed me over. I don't have a manager or an inside person at YouTube to fight against, false copyright claims, invalid strikes, crap like that. I don't have those resources, so I'm completely on my own here. YouTube gets to take full advantage of me whenever the hell they feel like it, and I can't do anything because their system is just inherently broken. However, As of right now, I am still here. And I will still be here in one way or another. I will continue to make content. I will find a place to keep our community. I also do currently have a Twitch handle reserved if I feel that is something that I could do in the future. I don't really think that's an option for me, but I am leaving the door open on that. So again, please follow me for free or join a tier on Patreon, and I'll be able to keep you updated through those community posts. I love you guys. Again, please check out all the links below and stand against this massive overstep. And remember, as Saro TV said, YouTube's biggest fear right now can be summed up in one scene from a children's movie.
You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life. It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line.